everyone, welcome back. Good afternoon. I hope you guys are having an awesome, amazing, blessed, safe, productive day. We are in the car right now. We got a little bit of things that we have to do, actually get in the supermarket. So we thought that we come in here and just have a little chat. Before anything, you don't see my husband, and you might.
What up?
There he goes. Before anything, I just want to clarify something. In this video, or any videos that I make, or that my husband and I make for you guys, I never ever want you guys to ever think that in any way we are saying that we are perfect. We are not saying that we don't get nervous or afraid, or we get, some kind of anxiety. We're not saying that we're not humans, because
Right.
we are.
Right.
Yeah. We just want my idea of making videos for you guys is to encourage, to help, to motivate you guys. Yes, and spread love to you guys. Never ever, please understand, I want you to ever think that I am perfect in any way, that I don't get scared in any way, that I am not human, because I am. What you feel, I feel. And anything that I try to encourage you or give you an advice about is not because I've never gone through it, but because I have. And I'm just really trying to show you what I did to help the situation. So with that being said, the reason why I wanted to make this video was because I just got off the phone with my mother, and my mother was just telling me that a lot of the things that are going, because my mom is really into the news. I mean, I'm not saying that I don't listen or read the news, but I try to stay away from the news.
Minimize it, yes.
Yeah, we try to minimize it to a point that it does not drive us insane. And a lot of people do find themselves looking at their news over and over, every channel, every language possible. And that's not something I do. So she told me that, there were a lot of people taking what's going on really hard, to the point that their mental stage, their mental capacity, is that what I want to say? Their mental state of mind is not well. And I'm in hopes that this message, this video, can help you and encourage you to be able to overpass, or to help you with anything that we're going through, because we are going through this all together. So I'm not sitting here telling you something from another side of the world, telling you something that I'm not going through. I'm going through it as well. And I have my kids and my husband and my family to worry about as well. But what I wanted to just share with you guys is that, I know that it's scary, and I know that, you might be going through a lot of hurt because maybe a family member or a loved one, a friend, anyone that you've known that has been close to you may even passed away. I'm not trying to say that or override your feelings. But what I'm saying is that, we got to learn to and understand that we have to allow God to take control of what's going on, and not allow this situation to take control over us. I'm not saying, again, that, what am I saying? I'm not saying that don't be sad. I'm not saying not to be worried. I just don't want it to affect you.
Yes.
Affect you to a point that your mental state gets affected by this whole thing. I want you to be well. I want you to be happy, and I want you to be at peace. And I've heard that there's been a lot of abuse there's been a lot of abuse with kids. There's been a lot of abuse with spouses. People have actually even, killed themselves, committed suicide. There's a lot of depressed, sad, lonely people out there. And I think that we, including me, my husband, we should just take this opportunity to look at the bright side of it. If you are a family that has not had the situation of getting the virus, or you don't have a family that has passed away because of the illness or the virus,
That's
we are blessed.
Thankful for. Yes.
We are blessed. What I like to try to do is, I like to try to think of what would I do, what would I want to do if my kids or my husband would pass away, right? What are the things that I've wanted to accomplish with them, things that I would want to say to them? This is the moment where we have to do those things. You know how many times maybe a loved one has passed away and you're like, man, I wish I could have done this, I could have done that. Well, think about this situation. Yes, it's a virus, it's bad. I'm not saying it's not good what's going on. But what I'm trying to do is to take your focus out of this negative situation and take the positive and make it the strong focal point in your mind, so that this depression, this anxiety, this sadness won't overpower you and get you to a state where now your family has to worry about you because they don't know what can happen to you. And it's not because you have the virus, but now because your mentality, your mental state is not right. So what would you do if right now, looking at your kids playing around, your husband watching TV or playing games, what would you want to do if they were not there? And take this opportunity that we have right now and use that to be able to accomplish that what we don't have when we're working, when our kids are in school and they got all this homework to do, and then they got to go to bed after, and you don't have time because you work, long hours and long weekends and whatever it may be, and you find yourself not seeing your child grow up. You look one day and you look another day and they're like way taller. What happened? Where did the day go by? So God has given us a chance. This virus, how bad it is, has given us a chance to be able to spend those times with our family. Life is so short, guys. We got to take advantage of what we have. So instead of watching news after news after news, or just constantly focusing on the bad that is going on, let's give our all total, at least a good amount of total amount of focus to the positive of this. Listen, you can finally do what you always wanted to do. You could finally probably get together with your husband. Y'all both work together. Y'all both work and y'all don't have time to spend with each other. You're a family that constantly are not able to sit down around the table and have a family dinner, have a conversation, plan out things that you want to achieve for 2020, play different board games or different activities, do your DIY organizations that you've been wanting to do, finish that,
work on that book that you wanted to work on.
Exactly. That project that you wanted to do. Read that book that you've been wanting to read. There's so many things that you can occupy yourself instead of just focusing on this virus. You cannot change it. No matter how much you think about it, how much you try to plan around it, you cannot stop it. So instead of trying to stop it, it is what it is. And as long as your mind is thinking that you can do something about it, you're always going to, feel the way you're feeling. So instead of focusing on that, let's focus on the good. Let's focus on what we have. Call that family member that you haven't spoken to for the longest. FaceTime each other and talk to each other. Tell that person what you have always wanted to tell them. Call your mom and dad and ask them about themselves, about their childhood, and things that you would actually even think of asking them when they're not here anymore. I don't know if you ever got into an experience of having a loved one, pass away. All of a sudden, you just start thinking of all the things that you ever wanted to ask them. You start wondering all the things that you've ever wanted to do with them. Start doing that now. There's things that you can do to get around this, guys. There really is. So I really hope this kind of like shakes, a little bit of, something in you to kind of push you away of what you've been thinking and your feeling of sadness and depression. We want you to be well. Your family wants you to be well. They don't want you to be sick. They're already worrying about other stuff. They got other things to worry about. They don't need you to worry about you. I don't know why I'm getting sensitive.
Because it's a powerful talk. Yeah.
They don't want to worry about you. They got other things to worry about. Take the opportunity now that you have and love each other. Take advantage. Life is so short, guys. You're here today. You're gone tomorrow. I don't know if you guys ever saw the video of my husband and I. We had an accident in December 13, 2019, and it really sparked something within us, because we just came out of the house just to do food shopping for our kids. We did not know that this was going to happen to us. My daughter stood in her room with my son because they didn't want to come. They did not expect that mommy and dad would never probably ever come back. And because of the grace and love of God, we are here today to tell you guys that today is the day. You got a chance to love one another. Don't worry about things you cannot control, but take advantage of what you have in your hands. Love your babies. Love your parents. Love your family, your husband. Love yourself, because tomorrow is not promised, guys. And I hope this encourages you to pick yourself up. I know this is hard. I know we're in tough times. I know that this is not easy. The feeling of thinking that you might get a virus, that you may die. But God gave you a chance today. Take advantage of it. God loves you. We love you. And I hope this encouraged you. Talk to you soon, guys.